He probably figured there was plenty of fish in the sea.
What's good?
We live up in here.
Like banger.
After a delay and shit.
Hey, that was my bad.
No, that was all out bad.
I swear, like and I know it's fucked up though. It's like, so I had set my alarm for 5:00, right?
Right.
And I definitely woke up, turned that shit off, and
Wow.
I don't
My
remember
nigga.
like laying back down. I swear I just woke up and I had like 20 text messages, and DeMarcus Cousins fucked my day up, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck just happened? Like, I really felt like I got drugged.
That's how it be, bro. Them early mornings and shit.
It was crazy to me. I'm like, but we'll get into the cousin stuff after, because I got a whole.
Yeah, today we got time, cuz.
That shit's still tripping me out. But I want to.
Let it go.
How y'all doing? That's a better way to start this off. How y'all doing? Let's get some positivity up in this bitch.
Yeah, let's get started, man. What's this episode? Where we at with it?
DSCS.
Oh.
Yeah, bro, you in here still.
Okay. Yeah, now this is 16, I believe.
Yeah.
Woo.
How y'all doing?
I'm good, man. Just taking it day by day and shit.
Another successful day at the barbershop?
Yeah, surprisingly, yeah, because I was second motherfucker in that chair. Got out of there before it got dark outside, so you know, I take my wins where I could get them.
Nobody was shining the bat symbol. Nobody was running out that bitch.
Hey, no, I swear I ain't seen no blood in Baltimore since like 08.
So it's Kane shit, huh?
Pretty much.
How you doing, Will?
I'm cool, man. Been fucking getting off work early this week, so I've been chilling. We still got her cousin in town and shit, so I've been smoking these niggas in Monopoly the last couple of nights. Whoa. Other than that, man, same old shit. What's been up with you, yo?
Shit, just work. Getting everything ready. I got for my sports shit. I get to submit it to what's the name of that shit? It's honestly, I'm not even sure exactly how the process works, but I got a family member that knows someone that works with Fox Sports. So, but to what degree I don't know. But she said they're gonna be submitting an episode that I launch on Thursday.
That's fire either way, my G.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's dope. It's just like I couldn't even tell. It was like I'm like kind of skeptical because I haven't been told a whole lot about it, and I'm like, shit, is she gonna show like the custodian or something? Like, hey, yo, check this out.
Just go in that bitch on your A1 shit, man. Fuck who see it. Make it good enough to where it don't matter who see the shit.
Shout out to the custodian, by the way. Brian Cardinal, I hope you're doing all right.
Wherever you may be. You and your championship ring.
He in the big three.
Is he really?
Nigga, I don't know.
I was about to say, because
I'm saying, like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't know what type of nigga y'all think I am. I just know news about Brian Cardinal and shit.
Hey, no, bro, I thought you kept up with the big three rosters and shit.
Not at all.
I know Steven Jackson on that bitch, and I know Kenyon Martin on that bitch.
I know Rashad McCants was out there getting cooked by Nate Robinson.
I know Jabbar's Clinton say it's coming once he get home.
Whew.
He said he getting out there.
I don't think the league gonna be the same after that.
Hey, Ice Cube a genius. That shit's actually kind of cool. Like, I haven't watched that much of it, but what I've seen, that shit's actually cool.
I've seen parts of it. I think it's dope just because I know I was watching Ice Cube's interview on the Breakfast Club, and he was just saying how some of these guys are getting called back up to the NBA or whatever, like, you know, even if it's just for a 10-day or, you know, for these short-term contracts. So, I mean, just the fact that the league is actually watching that shit and keeping an eye on the players over there is dope to me. Because, like you said, a lot of these players are still in good enough condition where they can still run and play ball and shit.
That's a fact. No, it's definitely a bunch of niggas who it's like, if you gave them 10, 15 minutes in a game, like, they can still do something.
If you look at the niggas getting paid in the league now, I know it's niggas in the big three that could give you some burn.
I mean, shit, how much you pay them niggas if DeMarcus Cousins getting $5 million?
Save that, bro. Save that one.
I should have kept that in the tuck, yo.
It'll come back around.
Definitely.
He's actually, he made history though. Like, it's kind of like undercover history, but he definitely made history. Like,
that's what he's here for.
We'll get to that later. We gotta start with the album. Who want to give the first comment on the album?
That shit is platinum already.
That's platinum. One word, platinum.
My nigga, did you see his stream record?
Nope.
Yeah, he over 1 billion already.
My nigga hit 10 million an hour.
Yeah, no. Like I said, the boy do his numbers.
Yo, like, dead ass. I thought it was not to speak ill of a dead man, but
yeah, well, Michael Jackson could have came harder. He was fired though.
Hey,
he could have brought a little bit more though.
That song definitely grow on me.
They showed the streaming numbers, right? And obviously, like, the couple days after X had passed, like, his streaming numbers are crazy. And it was like he hit like 28 million one day, he hit 30 million another day, and everybody's like, "Yo, like he's gonna set records." And it's like, all right, until Drake dropped, nigga took 4 hours to beat everything X did post death.
Right.
Like,
that ain't surprising at all.
It's what is it? The only people who can do similar numbers right now is Adele.
That's what I was about to say. It's got to be a pop star, and it's just because of the fact that Drake reaches so many different people.
Hey, no,
I don't even think Taylor Swift could do it no more.
Now I'm sitting here thinking, like, what would an Adele and Drake track sound like?
Nigga, that was one of, like, the funniest memes though. It's like, I want to talk to he's like, what if the girl Drake talked to on the phone dated the guy Adele talks to?
That'd be wild. It's a hell of a reality show, though.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, what y'all ranking the album as of right now?
I'm done. We talking
and not
about,
even
like,
not side A, side B, but as a whole.
Okay, as a whole. Well, I give it 8 out of 10.
What you got, Justin? With no description, no background information or nothing yet. Just give it a ranking.
That actually made me had to, like, reconsider for a second. I'd say a 9 out of 10 because there's definitely 3 or 4 of the, like, the R&B songs I don't fuck with at all.
You giving it a 9 out of 10?
I'd give it a 9.
I think as of right now, for me, I'm giving it like a 7.5, and that's just because we're not ranking side A and side B.
Side A, were we all in agreement? Side A is definitely the better side of the album.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, definitely in agreement on that.
And, like, there's not even, like, I think, and like, one of my, maybe it's probably like, it's either like my second or third favorite song right now. Is that 8 out of 10? Mainly because he's definitely talking shit to everybody that's like, y'all gonna talk shit about my album, but still listen to it. And Drake usually has like 1 or 2 good, like, R&B joints, because every nigga that talks shit about, like, oh, I don't want to hear him sing, all y'all niggas was bumping Marvin's Room. And there was nothing like, not that I was expecting another Marvin's Room, but there's not even like one on there where I'm like, all right, yeah, no, this is the one. Like, probably like After Dark is the only like R&B one I'll like specifically go to.
I like In My Feelings too. In My Feelings is cool.
Yeah,
that's a rap one.
that's the next one up. Well, that's on side B.
It's on side B. Yeah, I'm just
nice
going.
For what? And I don't get that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just going off side A and side B, so I don't even know if it. I mean, side B was definitely more R&B heavy. I don't think it was. I wouldn't say it was necessarily because even March 14th wasn't even an R&B sound.
I was about to say that's a fire joint.
But I will say,
fire to me.
like, yeah, if we just talking about the album from top to bottom, I mean, Drake definitely did what I like to see him do with his intros. He definitely came into the album talking this shit. And I always like when Drake do that.
My Mount Rushmore is just my face with 4 different expressions.
You said every verse sound like me featuring me.
When he said that shit, I
I
damn near pulled the call when he said that shit about the expressions. I said, "Oh, I said he talking that shit."
That's what I said. I told my girl, I said, "Yeah, my boy Drizzy talking that shit again." That's what I like to see.
I listened to it the first time last Friday morning. I'm about like 5:30 a.m. My nigga, like from 5:30 to 6 to that whole car drive, like.
And keep it a bean probably took me a minute to get past the intro.
That shit is fire. In My Feelings is dope. 8 out of 10 is dope.
I like Emotionless is cool. I like Mob Ties. Sandra's Rose is cool with me.
He's got a couple of them on there. It's like, because we was talking about in the group text, like what album Drake do you want to hear? We got a little bit of everything as far as the rap.
Yeah, he definitely mixed that shit in as far as the rap shit go.
Do we think? So if you just judge, I'm not even gonna judge side A, side B because I get kind of confused on that. If you just the songs where he's primarily rapping, right? So when I'm including Nice for What and that, I'm including In My Feelings, even though if they're on side B, which I get, like, yeah, you can rap on an R&B album, but the songs that are just him rapping, if you took just those songs, is this his best collective rapping album?
I don't know. That's hard to say.
But
nothing was the same.
I can answer that better next week. But like when you hear Tuscan Leather
like is a different.
Man,
when the way he came into that album on Tuscan Leather, that's different. He a different nigga.
He said I had to Derrick Rose the knee up. Like that was he was spitting some different shit on that.
How much time? What did he say? How much time am I gonna spend on the intro or whatever? He was Tuscan Leather, that's a different Drake. But that's what I'm saying. Even though Survival is short, he definitely got his shit off in that.
Emotionless and March 14th is fire though, and just in terms of him rapping.
March 14th is definitely fire. Because
those sound like the time series. Like that sound like them shits could be called like you were saying 3 p.m. in Wyoming and shit. Like
7 a.m. in Utah.
Yeah,
3 p.m. in Wyoming. They sleep by then.
He's like whatever.
Hey, shout out the Plies, man. Shout out the Plies.
Like those songs could be a time series song. Like they're that good. The way he's rapping on those shit. So is Sandra's Rose though.
Yeah, Sandra's Rose is fire for real.
Charlamagne was low key tight about that little shot.
Hey, no, when he said that shit, I was like, Charlamagne gonna be in his feelings. Is There More is definitely fire. That was a nice way to end that side A off.
It's like I'm gonna say this, and I'm always saying I think this is the best in terms of just him rapping, because I feel like I think there's more on this one than any other album he got.
No, it's definitely more rap joints on here for sure.
And it's like he's got.
I don't think this is his best rapping though. It was more rapping. I don't think this is his best rapper.
I think it's close, but I think it edges out because what Nothing Was the Same. I presume is the one y'all gonna say is his best rapping album, right?
Yeah, for me, yeah.
I'm gonna say, there's just
because he go from Tuscan Leather to Furthest Thing.
Furthest Thing is my shit.
Yeah, he was rapping on that. It was like, but those are the type of songs Drake eats on that type of shit though. Like you got some weird chick on the hook or whatever. Drake gonna eat.
He definitely is. I think. I don't know.
Nothing Was the Same is not as appreciated because that was around that time when like Kendrick had the control verse, so like he was
Yeah,
like really
everybody was waiting
getting
on that reply.
that flavor. Yeah. But like when you look back on that shit, nothing was the same. Age as well. The songs on it, you could like. There's no skips on that album. Like that album is great.
No, and that's
Like the furthest thing started from the bottom.
But I don't think there's any skips. If you're just on the rap side of this album, I don't think there's any skips on this album.
No, there's no skips on this.
Like,
but I mean, I'm just saying it's like people got a lot of smoke when I'm upset. And
no,
it
actually
dropped,
grew on me. I told my girl
I wasn't the biggest fan, but like, yeah, that shit grew on me, especially after the video.
That's what I told my girl. I said I think the video probably made people like the song more because now when they hear the song, that's the only thing they think about.
You get that visual and that nostalgia.
Yeah, and I'm like, so
and
it's
like,
kind of
he know what he's doing in that aspect.
But I'm like, just as a song, I mean, I'll skip Guys Playing just because, even though I fuck with Guys Playing, but I mean, of course, by the time the album came out, that shit had been out 7 months.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'll say this, and I think I'm upset it's gotten better. It's grown on me more. That's the R&B side. I will skip that one. I don't.
Which one?
I'm upset.
That's the rap side.
Huh?
You said that's the R&B side.
Well, I'm counting R&B and rap versus what he's actually doing in there, really. So the songs where he's primarily singing, I'm considering that the R&B. Like I said, because In My Feelings and Nice for What are on the R&B side, but he's rapping more than he's singing.
Nice for What is still like top 3, maybe top 5 song on that album.
Nice for What that's just a dope song.
That's the cheat code. The cheat code that I mentioned a few months ago.
That Lauryn Hill
that Lauryn Hill sample. You can't lose. You can't mess with that. And if you mess with that, it's you.
I was listening to fucking Truly Yours yesterday, and I forgot J. Cole had it.
That cold summer. That cold summer. You can't miss. Miss Hill, please don't sue me.
No. So then, if y'all had to do it, just ranking like your top 3 songs on that. You don't even got to give an order. Just like, what's your top 3 what's your go-to songs for that?
That's tough.
If I'm going, you
non-stop.
Go right.
All right, non-stop, Talk Up, and I say In My Feelings right now. I mean, that shit could change, but them the joints I've been having on repeat right now.
For me, I'm going 8 out of 10 for sure.
That's my shit.
Emotionless is the one he said he wasn't hiding his kid from the world, right?
Yeah, that was fire.
That's he the only nigga that can flip that like that. So I'm definitely going with Emotionless. And then number 3 for me, I'm gonna say Talk Up. I mean, I got debatables at number 3, but I'm gonna just say Talk Up to avoid that.
Say 8 out of 10, Emotionless, and Elevate.
Elevate.
That's my shit. He says, I gotta thank God for working way harder than Satan.
He was talking that shit on Jaded on that last little verse. He was definitely just talking shit.
Hey, what's the joint he do where he'd start doing the fucking math equation with the numbers? He's like, my competition's extremely talented, but even if you carried the 2.
Oh yeah, that was on. Damn, what joint was that? Was it 8 out of 10? I think it was 8 out of 10.
That's not 8 out of 10. That's
or was it?
What song is that? Y'all let us know in the comment section.
Yeah, definitely. Y'all definitely gotta let us know.
Like, there is so many, like, it's kind of crazy that the nigga can talk shit in so many different ways when he's really all he's saying is he sells more than all y'all. But it's like the way he phrases it. Yeah. I also like the fact, and he definitely. I don't know if he, I don't want to say he definitely did, but I'm gonna assume if Drake pays attention, like I think the way he pays attention is the line where he's like, I've been on top for 3 sets of 3 years. That's definitely some shit towards Ice Cube, because Ice Cube went on like a month ago for an interview and said Drake's time at the top is over because you only get 3 years at the top. And I was tripping the fuck out.
I mean, he's definitely that petty. Like he definitely knows everything.
Said 3 sets of 3.
But too, I'm like, Ice Cube, how the fuck you gonna say he got 3 years at the top?
Like, yeah, he definitely been on top since I was in like 6th grade.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck?
This nigga been cooking for years, and it's like, and you want to believe that it's close, but it's really not though. As far as like his reign at the top is like the like star motherfucker. Even if you don't feel like he the best rapper, fine. But his reign as like the face of this shit it's not really close.
No, it's a fact. Like, and he doesn't have to, and which I think is like a huge, like Drake just likes doing R&B songs, right? Like he likes singing. That's his own thing, right? I'm not here to tell the nigga how to live. But it's the fact, like, he can, like, I felt like he doesn't conform his music to anyone, at least the way I feel about it. So it's like when people say, like, oh, he popped, it's like, yeah, he popped doing what he does, though. It's not like he popped sitting there getting on a song with, like, just a big-time R&B singer, just getting on, like, just doing this poppy kind of music. Yeah, some of his songs have, like, that feel. Like, I'll say, like, if you want to say One Dance has that feel, fine. I'll give that to you. But I also don't feel like that's Drake stretching to make a song. I feel like that's just the way he likes making music.
No, the like shit like One Dance and Control and stuff like that, and like when people say like he reaching, it's really like if you really follow him and know like where he's from, like none of the shit he does is a reach. None of the shit he does is pandering. Like this is shit that he naturally likes and like shit that he naturally enjoys.
I think they just called it that more so because it's like this ain't it was something that they weren't used to him doing though.
Yeah, well, yeah, because if you look at like,
because Caribbean Drake was definitely new to me when all that shit started dropping, but I fucked with it.
No, and that's fair, and it's an easy skate. I think the logic is easy to go to because if you look at like the guys who like pop in rap, they don't have those kind of songs.
Where do y'all rank Jamaican Drake? Because he might be
Caribbean
top two.
Island Drake.
He might be top
Island
two. Because Controller, One Dance, what was that joint with Rick called? The Too Good? No, not Work. Too Good joint. Like them, you could put them three up against a lot of shit.
That's a fact. But like, I don't know. Like if you look at like the superstars of rap, they're usually just like they just rap, right? Like when M was at his hype, and that's as big a hype as you damn near get like in music in general, he wasn't singing. Like he was just rapping his ass off. When Wayne was just rapping his ass off. When 50 did it, 50 was rapping his ass off. Like
50 really wasn't rapping his ass off. 50 was that's another conversation.
50 was very
because 50 was spitting, but like 50 was like if 50 would have died, then people would have knew 50 as like the wildest bully in rap more than like the biggest rapper.
That's fair. But it's like, but it's, my point still stands. Where it's like a lot of guys that have done it or been in that position, like it's because of just rapping. Like, whereas Drake has obviously like not a bigger discography than all of them, but a good amount of his discography is like him singing. But it's like that's what he likes to do. And shit, the nigga don't even think he sing that well. He says, "I don't need my vocal cords. All I hit is C notes." Throwback.
Bars.
That's my shit though.
Drake done dropped the album like every year. It don't even seem like it though. Like it really don't seem like he did drop the album every year for like the last 4 years. But he has though.
Billboard. I showed y'all. You asked Billboard. He only dropped 5.
Cause the nigga had the joints in 2015, 16. He had views. Last year had More Life.
What's the worst song on the album?
There's a couple forgettable the singing ones.
That birthday shit is not fire.
Yeah, Ratchet Happy Birthday is
that
ain't for me, dog.
I don't fuck with Summer Games at all.
Summer Games, I'm kind of like in between on. I don't know what it is about it. It's like I ain't really picked the sound. I kind of fuck.
And nigga said it show. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that he was wilding on that. My man went and added another 3 hours and shit. I said, yeah, nigga, chill.
Critical alert from Microsoft.
Are you?
That it is infected by a virus.
I think one of my favorite parts, and like they're really subtle things, but I fuck with the like Wayne and Nicki samples that he used.
Personal emails to hackers remote.
Oh wow. Did we hear some shit we wasn't supposed to hear?
No, I don't know what the fuck this shit is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's that. He used Nicki sample. I'd rather hear the Nicki sample from her freestyle than the Nicki verse at this point.
That's a fact.
Hey Nicki, we love you. We love you, Onika. We love you. Just come a little harder.
Man, they've been giving Nicki a lot of shit anyway. She been under a lot of fire. I don't know what the fuck's been going on.
That's cause like with the moment Nicki got like some opposition at her, shit changed. Cause she was running unopposed for years. And when all the way up, I was talking to my man about this the other day. When All the Way Up dropped and Remy was the hottest like female rapper in the world, shit changed that day. And ever since then, it seems like Nicki just been off. And that's not even say like she can't rap with these women, but it's like the moment her crown is like contested by these chicks, it's like she panic.
No, she has the way I view it, it's almost like since we're on the topic of Drake, when Drake talks shit in a song, he comes back to the next song and he's just rapping his ass off, right? And it kind of validates why he was talking shit. Nicki got in a stretch and still is kind of in a stretch where she's just talking shit, but she's not having like the songs like she's just rapping her ass off. So it's kind of like, all right, yeah, we get it. You talking shit. You queen this, queen that, or you baddest bitch this, or, you know, like talk your shit, but then you never back it up.
That's a fact, because I don't
Talk
remember
that bad bitch shit, Justin.
I'll cut this recording right.
That's the funniest shit.
We know we promised y'all a fire show. We might have to end it a little early.
Oh,
but it's
man.
like that's the one thing with Nicki right now that I think's fucking her up. Which is, I think Nicki will be fine, like, if she's actually rapping on her album. But if her album is just her talking shit still, like, I think she really lost it then. Like,
when is she supposed to be dropping the album?
She said it's
Hopefully this
August,
year,
I
ain't it?
believe. Yeah, August.
yeah.
It's called Queen.
Yeah, so it's like, and
She
I
got
think Nicki can rap.
gotta have
And it
two
ain't got
number
nothing to
one
do with, like, her
singles.
skill as a rapper. It's just her rollout right now sucks.
Her rollout suck, and it's like Nicki veered off from what made like chicks love her in the first place. And it's like she's now just putting out average records. And like Chun-Li is a joint, but it ain't one of them joints she had. It ain't a Chirac. It ain't a super bass or nothing like that. Like it ain't moving the needle. So it's just she just in limbo right now. And this album is gonna make or break a lot of shit for her. Cause she's always gonna have her core. She always gonna have those motherfuckers that fuck with her, just like any other successful artist. But this album can let you know if Nicki still got another level to reach as far as like legendary shit go, or if she's just Nicki Minaj and she just gonna keep dropping, you know, regular shit.
Not only that, but I think it's like, all right, when you like that big of an artist, when a new artist that everybody loves come out and you opposing that artist or whatever, you're gonna have issues anyway when people don't know the reason. And I think that's probably one of her biggest issues anyway, is because everybody loves Cardi, and you know, and most people that love Cardi, it ain't even for music reasons. A lot of people just like
just like her, because we know that's her.
Right.
We don't really know who Nicki is.
Yeah. We looking at it like, damn, Cardi is, you know, she real, she always herself and whatever. And it's like, damn, you don't like her for whatever reason. As far as Nicki go, you don't like Cardi for whatever reason. So now, everybody, yeah, you know how fans are. You got to pick a side. Who you like, Cardi? You got to like Cardi or Nicki or whatever, however that shit goes. So I think part of it is just, and I mean, even with Remy, when Remy had just came home, Remy was hot for a little bit or whatever, and Nicki was going back and forth. It was like, you got to pick a side, and now everybody is like, all right, you keep having issues with all these other female rappers, so it must be you and not them.
Pretty much.
Unless you like a megastar, because Beyonce could definitely shut a bitch career down tomorrow.
She's done it before. We ain't seen Carrie Hilson in years.
Damn.
We love Carrie Hilson.
That's a fact. Shout out
We ain't
Serge
seen her in
Ibaka.
years.
Yeah, no, that's like, yeah.
Damn, that Aubrey Amigos tour gonna be fire. But them tickets are ridiculous.
Hey, I was actually thinking about that, bro. how you perform March 14th live, especially like if your son is at your show?
Imagine his son being at one of his shows.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how you do March 14th?
No, he not gonna do that shit.
So now I have been seeing a lot of shit of people saying that they don't think this was the album he had before the Pusha T beef.
I think he's.
Do y'all think these tracks are? Do y'all think these? I mean, I ain't gonna even say the whole album was changed, but do y'all think all of these tracks were like there? Do y'all think he was talking about his son and having a kid this much before?
I think he moved some shit around, but I think for the most part the album was still the same.
I'm telling you, my man's son.
My bed.
Name is my bed. It's over.
That's allegedly. We need to fact check that though, because I said it.
If that's really his son's middle name, Drake might be the GOAT and Pusha. That changes. Pusha T might have lost that beef.
That's what I'm saying.
If Drake's son's middle name is really my bed, Pusha T lost. But until we can confirm or deny that, Pusha T won the beef.
That's exactly why I said Pusha's win a title or a conference championship, bro.
Because it might be a loss.
That makes or breaks everything.
It's gonna be a loss if that's his son's middle name.
That's a fact.
Hey, no, in reality, bro, Pusha got like shout out Push, man. They told us still album of the year to me, but Pusha's win is like one of the touch, like it's so touch and go, because when you really break down the story, the story of Adonis and check the facts, which none of you.
I mean, but then it's the same thing with is like the same thing. It's almost like, all right, anybody, you can't like, for people that's like a fan of Ether, you can't like count Ether as a win and then count, or you can't count story of Adonis as a win and count Ether as a loss or whatever, because it's damn near the same thing. 2 diss tracks full of lies,
pretty much. And the only reason I'm giving Push the win over Drake is just off the strength of it was Duppy, and then it was that, and like that was the next,
and
one.
That was it.
And Drake ain't respond. That's the only reason, bro.
Like, and here's the thing too, is I don't think the album was changed, because if you look at like the response Drake put, is Drake said like he was gonna talk about his son on this album, and the way, and that's one of the most like him and 40. That's one of the most like tactical teams like you will find. So to think that they like overhauled an album or like went in and redid a bunch of songs and put in different lines here because of the Pusha response, I'm not buying that. Which is why I only said like, and it was a meme, so I can't confirm or deny whatever his son's name is.
That's what I'm saying. We got make sure after this we get in Sophie's inbox. Get in Sophie's DM, man. We need that info.
Yeah, hit us up. But it's like when Drake said he was already going to talk about his son on this album, like I believe it. And the shit he said, it's like, yeah, it's like he even admits like. Which, the thing that kills me, and I'll make a quick side note here, for the people that are calling him like still a deadbeat dad and saying like, oh, just because he talked about it, or he said like he was hiding, I'm not hiding my kid from the world, hiding the world from my kid, and he's joking about being a deadbeat dad. It is far from a deadbeat dad if you sending money over there and you visit him and you're gonna bring him out to visit you. That is the farthest thing from a deadbeat dad. For one.
Imagine a nigga that ain't got no pops, and like you tell him like, "Yo, your dad is gonna give you." Your dad is gonna give no pops. Yeah. All right, bro.
Hey, bro, we'll have a therapy episode for you later.
One of these days.
It's like, as someone who actually is like seeing like up close in person, like what a deadbeat dad is, like to call Drake a deadbeat dad, and this ain't fanning for him, standing for him, none of that shit. I'm not standing for niggas like Wilt Chamberlain.
Would you fuck with your pops, nigga? Yo, no, we're gonna get to that later. We're gonna get to that later.
I'm gonna get his ad too. We give him a shout out, man. I'm definitely putting.
What if your pops showed up one day like, I'm gonna give you an Adidas rollout? Would that change everything?
Nigga, my pops tried to show up like 3 years ago talking about he had a fucking land in Tennessee and was like worth millions of dollars.
So did you take it?
I told him to get his crackhead ass out. Like,
Damn, bro.
I don't want that shit. A, that shit probably not true, and B, like, fuck you. Like,
Damn.
but I'm saying though, it's like, so
Could have
A,
had a
like,
headquarters.
I'm not, so you know, I'm not calling him a deadbeat. And then 2, shit, I don't remember what my other point was. I had one other point. Maybe I'll think of it later, or maybe it's a lie. But yeah, I just.
Drake was definitely talking in that March 14th though. He said she not my lover like Billie Jean, but the kid is mine.
Nigga said we only met twice.
I ain't seen a lot of people like talking about that line, and I was like, I felt like that line was more directed at her than the kid, like saying that they had they had only met twice or whatever, because he was saying that they said it only takes one time, and it only took one time.
Yeah, no, that's
Like
what,
everybody was saying that, like, oh, he only seen his kid twice and all this and all that shit. I'm like, what? Is that what y'all heard?
that's what I'm saying, yo. That's why my bed line is crazy, because the line before that is, she say, "Do you love me?" And like, I could really picture that shit. Like, that might have been Drake's actual response. She's like, "Do you love me?" He's like, "Nah."
We got to find out if that's really a Jewish name, bitch.
No, hey, yo, my bad is Hebrew for fuck. It actually means something in Hebrew. Like, that's an actual name.
Where do you get your information?
Nigga, out in the internet.
I'm just asking you, chill. Don't get all hostile with me because you heated about your pops and shit.
Next week, y'all tune in. Therapy episode 17.
Therapy session, man. He overly aggressive or shit.
We're gonna release the demons.
Hey, happy Father's Day to all y'all dads.
Man, you kind of late, Justin.
It's kind of hard to remember the day.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Hey, someone dead ass asked me that. They were like, "Yo, what day is Father's Day?" I'm like, "Shit, nigga, I don't know."
That's
Y'all tell me.
Hey, it's kind of wild. If Father's Day is probably the least scared about
Out of any.
even for people with like both parents. They know niggas know. You know.
So where do y'all think this album ranks in Drake's catalog?
As of right now, for me, is somewhere behind Views, and Nothing Was the Same. Nothing Was the Same might still be over Views for me though.
Right now, I would put it probably. We counting like just his solo shits.
Yeah.
I want to say 4, but then I'm like I'm pushing 3 though. Because the more I go back and listen to If You Reading This Is Too Late, it get more fire to me.
That's
If You Reading This Is Too Late is one of my favorites. But that'll probably be that and Scorpion will probably be go back and forth for a little while.
See, I would.
But Views and Nothing Was the Same.
But then
like
is that considered solo?
Is what?
Is Nothing Was the Same? I mean, not Nothing Was the Same. If You Reading This Is Too Late, is that considered solo?
Yeah, that's solo.
Even though Quinn was in there.
Just shit. If that's the case, dude, Drake got any solo projects?
Hey, no, you took the words out my mouth.
Hey.
The Weeknd on Take Care, Quinn. You think Birdman wrote for Nothing Was the Same?
No, I hope not.
Definitely on the language. What's the flashiest line Drake had in that album? Birdman might have said that shit. If Drake said anything about $50,000 earrings, Birdman might have ghost wrote it.
Hey, He said, "Nah, he might have Ghost Road. I'm upset." He said 50,000 on my head.
I can see Birdman right now. Shit. This is the same.
Birdman definitely wrote up. I'm upset.
This is the same man that said, "If it ain't no C shit, I'm not eating it." He said, "If it ain't no wild shit, no fettuccine type shit, I'm not eating it." Now the day
Like that he's saying fettuccine.
the day fettuccine became fancy food. I don't know, but shout out to Brian Williams.
Look, fettuccine, a box of fettuccine is definitely $2.
Nigga said fettuccine.
Fettuccine the pasta.
All my listeners, whenever y'all get a chance, please, or if you got Apple Music, Tidal, whatever, go listen to the Big Towers intro from How You Love That Volume 2. It's the funniest shit. It's the funniest 3 minutes of your life. Manny Fresh said the police is watching me because I got some endangered shit on my back.
And ain't nobody in the booth telling me, like, that's kind of wild.
Damn, Will got disconnected. We got a little interruption, people.
I'm about to send him another one. Why ain't no one tell your man Birdman? It's like, hey, bro, fettuccine only $2.
Bro, like he said fettuccine on some old wild shit, some reptile type shit. Like, what does that even mean? This nigga said reptile type shit. He said earrings costing $30,000 and $20,000. Shaking my head.
Oh no, I'm right now, and maybe I'm just like, maybe I'm on the hype, but I'm like, I'd agree. Probably nothing was the same and still won. I think Views and Scorpion could go back. They could go at it though for number 2.
I guess I got to digest the R&B side of Scorpion a little bit more. Honestly, that's the thing. Like, I mean,
If I was talking about just one side, it might be a different conversation. But I don't want to, I want to
count the album as a whole. So I still got I think I still need a couple more listens of the R&B side so I can get a full feel for it.
No,
yeah, because as of right now, I couldn't put the R&B
it's definitely
Scorpion over the R&B joints on reviews.
And I definitely don't know enough tracks by name and shit, really, because there's so many tracks on the album as a whole or whatever, with it being 25 songs. So,
hey, Drake definitely one of them artists though, because we definitely talk shit about niggas putting 20 songs on the album.
listen. I definitely listen to Chris Brown whole album.
And there's like 45 joints.
in one sitting.
Damn, bro, you hard, yo.
Hey, no, I'm bullshit. That shit just sounded hard.
He's like 45 songs.
Nigga said in one setting.
My man had his own listening party.
that shit sounded hard when I said it, even though it was a lot.
Yo.
Definitely took me like 3 days, 4 days, maybe.
No, I think that's my thing though with it. Like, when I say like it could go back and forth with Views, because like Views obviously has like undeniable like R&B joints, right? Like, you can't take away from One Dance Controller too good. Just those alone is like, hell, that you could sell. You definitely go platinum the first week if those are like your 3 singles.
And Western Road Flows
Western Road Flows is probably my favorite Drake song.
Western Road Flows is a top 5 Drake song. So it's like when you got some
if
shit
it
like
ain't,
that on there.
If it ain't my favorite, it's top 2.
Hey, 5 p.m. in Toronto is always mine. That's hard to beat for me.
That Murray sample he used on Western Road Flows is so mean to me.
Man, like that's one when you talking about like one of the top, definitely top 10. I mean, like I said, it's probably in my top 5, but definitely one of Drake's top 10 songs or whatever on that album. And then he. Because
Now, do you think it's more? Is it more?
Because, I mean, when you talk about Views, is it more standout records on Views than it is Scorpion?
No, I just think the R&B side of Views is better. But I think if I just took the 14 and 15 rap songs Drake has on Scorpion, I think that's as good as anything he's done. And if that was his own album, and you had no R&B on this album, that's tough.
Now, what's the standouts on the rap side, in your opinion?
8 out of 10, March 14th, In My Feelings, Nice for What? Excuse me. Hell.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about it because I'm looking at this track. Let's keep the family close. 9, you with me? Feel no ways. Hype. Western Road Flow. Redemption. With you, faithful, still here. Controller, one dance. Grammys, Child's Play. Pop style, too good. I mean, I think I in my opinion, I think Views got more standouts.
Keep the family close as a low key fire.
That's what I was about to say. 'Cause like to me, if you're talking about the standouts, I mean, we definitely sent Western Road Flows. Child's Play, of course. To me, Views number 9. You know that the Views where he rapping or whatever. Yeah. That's a standout song.
That joint is fire.
You with me with that DMX sample? I like that one a lot. Faithful with Pimp C.
I think I like You With Me more than like. I think it's actually a great song. But that was because that was one of my like early go-tos for Views. Like if I was going to listen to the album,
I just like the intro.
What these bitches want from a nigga?
Yeah, like
what did he mean by turn the 6 upside down to 9? Though?
I guess he said he getting shit lit in the 6. I guess.
Damn, Views was long as fuck.
It was definitely 20 songs.
I was definitely shouting that in my car and not realizing what the fuck it was.
Views was 20 joints, and they was like long too. They wasn't like 3 minutes 20-second shits. They was like 4:15 type shits.
Yeah. No, but Drake always get like. I don't ever have an issue with like Drake doing a longer song. I don't know, like
no, not at all.
Like Drake songs don't fit. Like that's how like he has more longer songs than short, but it's even with that. It's like why did I just forget it? Intro to Scorpion.
Survival.
Yeah, it's like that's the short one. Like you notice, it's like, oh shit, that one's short.
That one should have been long.
Like that. No, that's what I'm saying. Like that's like
he was supposed to give us about 6 minutes of that.
Yeah, he just split it up into a couple songs.
The production on Scorpion is definitely fire. Like
oh yeah.
It's what a time to be alive, man. I get to hear Hov rapping on some 3-6 shit.
What's the tougher feature, Hov or Mike?
Man,
I mean, because it's like
not even tougher. Like who had the better part? What's tougher to say? Like, yo,
like what's the bigger flex? Like what's the bigger flex? Like, no, I think it's Mike just out the stream. Drake could be like, hey, nigga, I got Mike to do my hook. Like, he ain't even got no verses.
I don't know, man. Hov and Drake been dissing each other for about 6 years. And they keep ending up on each other's projects. I don't know how the fuck this keep happening.
That's because Hov recognized that, like, if it's anybody, that's him. It's Drake.
So is they be realer than Draymond and Boogie's?
It's definitely realer than that.
Are we doing this?
No, not yet, yo. We got let's move into it because we gotta talk about LeBron before we get to that.
Listen, man, we trying to get you riled up first.
Like the 9th game of the season, KD claimed he was about it. And so did Boogie. Boogie was definitely in the fucking hallway.
So now my question for you would be, did you believe him? Because I didn't.
Here's my thing with Boogie. Like, Boogie is the type of nigga, it's like, I think he has legitimate anger issues. And if he were to swing on someone, it wouldn't be on, like, tough guy shit. It would just be on, like, he's the type of nigga to have road rage and get out of his car.
If it ain't the Morris twins, I don't believe it.
That's a fact.
It's just like Boogie might actually have like some kind of mental disorder for how angry he gets. KD, I don't believe it for a damn, but you know, KD definitely shouted some shit and ran into his locker room.
He walked.
Nah, nigga, he ran. He definitely ran.
He walked, yeah.
He can say he walked.
So LeBron, your favorite player, start us off.
Correction, brother. Cleveland LeBron is my favorite player.
I knew you was gonna say that.
This dude with the Lakers jersey, I don't know this young man.
Hey, but, is it just me or like that shit looks awkward?
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. That shit, because like you got LeBron. You got the whole Kobe, LeBron, Mike thing in one. Because you got LeBron wearing number 23 in the Lakers jersey. So that should be fun. That should be fun to watch.
I didn't mind seeing LeBron anywhere else. I did not want to see him in the Lakers jersey.
I think it's just a
But this is how I know. Like LeBron still wants to win. Of course, he wants championships, but he's clearly thinking about life after basketball right now.
They say he trying to end up. How you follow high school more than us? How old is his oldest son?
He got 4
Bronny
years.
is
He
14.
going to high school. Right now.
He start high school in September.
So LeBron signed a 4-year deal. So then once his contract is up, wherever his son go to, he could try to go.
And by that time, the NBA should get rid of the one and done shit, so he could go straight to the NBA from high school.
Yeah.
Ken Griffey Sr., Ken Griffey Jr.
It's fucked up because like I still feel like in 4 years LeBron's still gonna be like a good enough player to be like like a top guy still.
I think, and you want to know the shit, like, I mean, with all these superstars making these moves and shit, I think it's like, and I mean, I know how everybody is looking at these different moves with like these being top players and shit, but I think it's like a whole lot of talent in the NBA right now. Like a whole, like, you know, on some of these shitty teams or whatever that's going to be up and coming. I think it's a lot of talent on these teams that's going to kind of get a chance to, you know, come out and show their shit. Now that everybody is thinking it's like, you know, this shit is going to be super one-sided, which I still think it will be as far as the Western Conference goes. But I think we're going to be seeing there's going to be a lot of coming out parties for a lot of these niggas.
Do y'all think, on the note of player movement, do y'all think being a general manager matters anymore?
As far as
like, if you think about it, like they get so a lot of shit I was reading, it was like for people that were defending the move for Cousins to the Warriors, they're like, oh, like the Warriors GM is just better, the Warriors GM is just smarter. It's like, nigga, like your players recruited Kevin Durant, DeMarcus Cousins called you. Like, yeah, I'll give you credit for drafting like Curry, Thompson, and Clint, like Draymond, like fine, that's on you. But as far as
I mean, that's still 9 championships though.
That is. But what I'm saying is like when you have GMs that are getting credit for like building teams, but it's like the players are basically choosing like who they're gonna go play with. Like how much credit does a GM really deserve? And it's just like, well, I just happen to be the GM of this city. Like whoever's the GM in New York, right? Like niggas is going to join and the Knicks in like 2 or 3 years because they're gonna get them and 1 or 2 other players, and they're gonna go play in New York.
Niggas like, definitely don't want to play for the Knicks.
Kyrie do.
Kyrie and Butler do.
That's very true. It's possible.
So it's like, no, that's what I'm saying though. It's like, so how much credit should a GM get if like these players are basically saying, okay, we're gonna play here, we're gonna play here, and play here?
I mean, I think they gotta get credit because they gotta make it work. Like they usually the ones that gotta kind of make it work as far as getting the contracts and shit done, right?
Not even Durant came in and said, I'll take whatever I need to make to stay in the cap.
So like, yeah, but it's like shit. Boogie could have took $5 million anywhere.
No, and that's a different. So that's
my son took $5 million.
No, and see that's unprecedented because this is and it's.
I take $5 million, so I don't see nothing wrong with Boogie taking $5 million. If I take $5
million. You know that I was thinking about this shit earlier, and like this is the big thing about that to me is like he'll get his ring. He'll get his ring, but like he don't. The thing about it, and man, Justin talked about this a couple episodes ago. Like to me, in the long run, like your ring is ring, so you got that. But I feel like I don't want him to miss out on. I don't want him to just be the nigga with the ring, and he made like a good amount of money, instead of being the nigga with a ring and he maxed out. Because like $5 million to a regular person is a lot of money for sure, but when you've put in enough work to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars, I wouldn't want him to miss out on that.
See, but that's the problem. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and who tried to give him that?
No, but I'm not talking about this offseason. I'm talking about next offseason.
See, but that's what I think it is. I don't think it's gonna be a failure. And number 2, I mean for him personally. But then it's like y'all said though. I feel like somebody should have gave him the money regardless of his injury. But then I can understand teams not wanting to give him the money because, you know, usually with an injury like this, especially for a big man, it ain't really no telling how you're going to come back. So, this
And let's
this was
and
like
that's
one.
the one thing that I think's like the biggest. When people say like, and now don't get me wrong, like I've been waving the sign Cousins to a max deal since he got hurt, right? Like even when they said, all right, it's season's over, all that stuff, and that is with noting. And people keep talking about Dominique because he's the only guy to come back. This is the same exact injury that basically ended Kobe Bryant. Like to give context on that.
I mean, Kobe was a lot older too, though.
That's fine. Kobe was still giving niggas 27 a night. And
Well, no,
just
but his
completely
body,
fell
but
off a
still,
cliff.
his body was, his at what? How old was
The
Kobe?
only reason he tore his Achilles because he was giving niggas 27 a night.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it was. Well, shit. What do you think Cousins was doing? Cousins were giving niggas 27 a night.
Yeah.
But like, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not upset that like teams were like cautious about giving him money. Like I get that part of it, but I also think if you could do it, and he was already willing to take a smaller deal or at least like a shorter deal, right? Like get 2 years, and instead of maybe like the 24, 25 year he could have made or the 30 he could have made, you give him like 2 years, 35 mil, right? So 17 and a half.
See, but if I'm him, I'm not taking. I might have took that 17 and a half. Yeah, I would have took that. But then they were saying like, who did y'all say offered him 15 for 2 years?
New Orleans.
It's like I'm not
supposed...
taking that. It's like if anything, I'd rather y'all give me some DeAndre, some of the bullshit like y'all gave, like they gave DeAndre. Give me a year for 20 mil or some shit, and then now because now if I come back from this injury and I'm not myself now, whatever a motherfucker feel like I'm worth, going into the next season, then that's cool. But it's like, shit, if I'm gonna take a pay cut anyway, I might as well get this ring, and if I can get out there and get back and show what I got, I can still go and get some big money after the season is over with, along with the fact that I got a ring. So now I got leverage.
See, that's the thing, though. It's like the 2 year 15 is like, it's not confirmed because there was two stories that were basically people said one of these two things happened. It was the 2 for 15 and they offered Randall more, or it was the fact that, and Anthony Davis, he stands for all these Kentucky niggas. Like if you went to Kentucky, he fucks with you. Like that's just how he is. He's still trying to
Which
get
is wild.
back on the team.
Because that nigga was there for 1 year.
And he played all right, but but Davis swears by all these niggas that go to Kentucky, right? Like
he should.
But that's why Darius Miller's there, Rondo was there, Cousins, like he was having a fucking field day. My nigga was like Kentucky everywhere.
Darius Miller.
Tell him to go play with my boy D Buck.
That would be mean. Hey, by the way,
DeAndre Ayton said
now.
DeAndre Ayton said they the new Shaq and Kobe.
And they got Ariza, Big Shot Rob.
Nigga said big shit. Wow. I don't know. I've been saying though, Devin Booker is definitely he like my favorite. He my favorite young player in the NBA. I mean, he might be my favorite player. Period. I would have to think about it.
What did I say though? But
even though they trash.
They didn't give him the 2 years 15, but because they weren't sure on what contract they wanted to give him, but they were so anxious to get Randall as like a backup option or even just add a depth option.
Number one, you're not paying Randall more than Boogie.
Huh?
You're not paying Julius Randle more than me if I'm DeMarcus Cousins. I don't care what the fuck, what type of injury I got. And Julius
absolutely.
Randle was nice.
And I agree with you 100%. But that's why they said like he got pissed off and he made like the story is, and I'm saying what the story is because obviously I wasn't there and I'm not a reporter, so I can't say for sure. But the story they claim is this nigga called at 5 a.m. He called his agent because he was pissed off and upset, and he said, call the Warriors. Now, they also told me Draymond cried after Game 7 3 years ago, and he called Kevin Durant. So
in his car in the parking lot.
I don't believe it though.
Like, so I'm not here to confirm or deny, but those are like the two stories. It was the fact they got Randall, they paid Randall before him, or that they paid Randall more than him. It's one of those two. Which I
definitely refuse to believe that they just let DeMarcus Cousins walk.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I swear, like, I would have told them straight up, like, and this is to me the way I think it should have gone, is you told him as soon as like his Achilles tore, you wait like a week or two for him to stop being upset, and you're like, yo, this is the contract Embiid signed. You signed that same thing. It's a bunch of injury. What you call that term? Future sports agent. The shit where it's or injury clauses. So like, if you only play X amount of games, you only get paid X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
And I don't see why that should not have been the first thing they did.
Because motherfuckers don't be like, depending on if you one of these GMs and shit like that, you know who these guys are represented by. So it's like you might not even feel like DeMarcus Cousins is worth the smoke with his agent and shit like that.
No, but that's like, even still, it's like, why are you not as an organization like stepping forward? And especially because this is kind of wild to say, Boogie only got 5 techs this year.
That is wild to think about.
He only played half the year, but
that's what I was about to say. He ain't played enough games, really.
I mean, he got hurt in what, March, February?
He played 42 games. He only got.
Yeah, I still would have figured he had more than like 42.
That's what I'm saying. Like he was on his best behavior, and I credited that. And I think it works in Golden State too.
I mean, I think it's credited to the fact that they were a playoff team. Boogie was tired of losing.
Nigga, we swept the fucking Blazers.
Anyway. No, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying like due to the Pelicans being a playoff team, he was tired of losing in Sacramento, nigga. I'm giving y'all credit.
Yeah. Well, not only the playoff run, I think the fact of it's the first time in his life he played with someone he actually realized was better than him. I don't think at any point he thought John Wall was better than him when they're at Kentucky. And I still don't think he thinks John Wall's better than him. But like Anthony Davis, he was like, yeah, I know he's better than me. When he's at the Warriors, like Durant, Curry, they're better than me. And I think that's how you keep him like stable. Because I swear, I do think it's just he has anger issues, like irrational ass anger issues.
Like you can't get texted if he don't play.
That's no, that's not true either.
He's the meme and
he'll
shit.
definitely get him on the bench.
That's what I'm saying. Like NBA refs definitely tee people up who haven't played. That Kendrick Perkins got ejected.
I don't know, but I don't know if it could count against him if he's not on like the active roster.
What was Kendrick Perkins?
I mean, he got ejected, but I'm saying I don't know if it counted against his record. We don't even know what Kendrick Perkins do.
At this point, he's like Cleveland's 4th best player.
That nigga definitely he just
no, but he ain't even. I don't even know if he signed to the. I don't even know if he got a real roster spot. Like he just there, like he just showed up one day.
Kendrick Perkins was the nigga that blocked the fans from getting autographs and shit. Like, don't touch the players.
Like Kendrick Perkins, how you got smoke with Drake?
Kendrick Perkins definitely had smoke with Drake. That's wild.
Steph Curry. Like, I mean, I guess salute to you for trying to get these light skinned niggas the fuck out of here, but chill.
Yeah, no, that shit is. And like I said, my thing too is it's like, as far as like the balance thing, is I think there is something wrong when you can have, and the entire Warriors team is contingent on healthy, but you got a top 2 player at 4 of the 5 positions, and the other guy is a defensive player of the year. Like something about that is. Like, it's just wild to me that guys want to go there. Like, fuck what the Warriors are. Like, fine. Like, I get it. Like, you want everybody, like, you want talent. Cool. People are coming to you. But, like why would, like, no one wanted to go to LeBron when he was in Miami unless he was, like, 35 and over and shot threes and played some defense. Like, you weren't going in there in, like, the prime of your career, like, still all-star level. Niggas didn't want to go play with Kobe if they were in their like, I don't get why, like, this Warriors team, why guys want to go there so badly.
Because it works.
If a nigga follow another nigga on Instagram, just know that they might be teaming up the next day. Because any grown man liking another grown man pictures, he fuck with him.
Like, it just, but it's like, to say that it just works, it's like, guys didn't go to San Antonio, and that shit works for 2 decades.
That's because these light
But
skinned
they
niggas.
have it. Them niggas having fun in Golden State.
I was about to say these light skinned niggas
San
like
Antonio
people like.
winning. San Antonio wins, but like niggas ain't having. Niggas might not be having fun over there. Kawhi trying to get the fuck up out of there.
Kevin Durant said on Bill Simmons' podcast, right after they won the championship, he basically said, "I went here because I seen when we was in the Olympics, I seen the way these niggas had fun, and I wanted to hoop like that. They want to just have fun and play basketball. Like these niggas is just big ass kids. Like these niggas ain't."
And that's the fact. It's like it's a job, but it's still a game. At the end of the day, it's like, yeah, it's their job number one, but it's like it's a game. You do you do this because you love to do it.
And it's like the generation of niggas we grew up on, these was motherfuckers that the guys that play ball today come from fucked up environments and shit like that. And they might come from poor neighborhoods and things like that. But the motherfuckers we grew up watching, you either grew up on basketball, like that was your life, like Kobe, or you come from nothing and that's all you had to make it out, like AI. Like these motherfuckers today, like they don't have to play basketball. They just like the game of basketball and they play it.
I mean, I see, and I'm not even. And
Not
I
only
would
that,
agree
but to
with you.
think for us to just assume that like if social media and shit and all this shit was as accessible back then as it is today, for us to just assume like, oh no, these niggas still wouldn't want to play with each other.
I
We would be
always say
stupid.
that. I always
Because
say that
you
about
can't-
Mike.
because it's like it's easy for us to say that because of how they were, but that's like
Contingent upon the times that they played in versus
if them niggas was able to really get in contact, them niggas ain't know each other because they was
I
like
always
they
say
got
that.
only time they seen each other was when they played. They not so I mean it's like for us to just assume like, oh, Mike would never do that. We don't know. I mean, we don't know how these niggas would have reacted to the times, but to
this type of shit back then. So I mean, it's like one of them things where it's like we make assumptions based off of what we want to believe.
No, and that's fine. I'll concede that. But I'm even talking about recent history. Like niggas didn't want to go to the Heat.
Because
I don't.
But
I mean,
you gotta
everybody
think, like,
ain't going. Everybody ain't going.
That was
because
damn
of
near
the
5
winning,
years
though.
ago. Like that heat wave that shit was out. It seemed like it wasn't that long ago, but that was a long time ago though.
and that was before it was like regular for players for like superstars to be leaving their teams. Like LeBron, like that's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't like when LeBron did it, it was almost like, what, really? Like everybody was kind of like
Like in shocking, and now it's like happening more.
Now you expect it.
Yeah, now it's happening more often now. So now, but that's the one. That's the one thing I say that I.
where I think it'll kind of be an issue for the league, in my opinion, and that's because a lot of these young and up and coming teams, I would like to see them try to develop their players and grow their players, but it's like now everybody is because everybody is going after the biggest name players, and they're gonna trade away this young core that they got to go and get a Kawhi Leonard or to go and get a DeMarcus Cousins and Paul George and shit like that. So I think
that the days of like player development and actually trying to let these teams grow together and get better over time, I think that shit is out the window.
And see, and that sucks.
That's where I think it hurt the league. But as far as just like the competition, is like
if some of these teams like the Celtics and like the Sixers, and even we were just talking about the Suns with some of their young players, it's like if they were to be patient for about 4 or 5 years, they could probably be in these conversations. But more
likely than not, it's gonna be about 2 years, and they're gonna say, "Oh well, we ain't winning. Fire the coach, fire the GM. Now we got to trade half the team."
See, and I guess that's like one of my biggest issues too. Is it's like it sets a bad precedent for what's gonna happen going forward, right? Like at this point, you can't even give someone shit for moving teams. Because like LeBron's one of the 3 greatest players ever, right? Like that's pretty much, even if you like don't like LeBron, niggas won't rank him any lower than 3. Kevin Durant at the time he left was the 2nd best player in the world. DeMarcus Cousins the best center in the league. D Wade didn't move. Like there's no longer I'm too great to move, because one of the greatest players of all time, and a lot of niggas could argue the greatest player of all time, does it. So it's like, and now you get an even a worse situation, which I think hurts, is with Cousins taking such a small deal. And here's where it's like really gonna fight. Like So Chris Paul's the president of the Players Union, right? And
Not for long, I hope.
well, he's been it for like almost a decade. But he's done a great job in this. Like he has made it clear to players. And
Niggas got to chill out with these fireworks because I'm having mad flashbacks.
Huh?
No, I'm talking about outside.
That's the same shit over here, yo.
But like his big thing is like players shouldn't settle for less money than they're worth. And LeBron, even as much as he shopped around, he's like, it was his he signed. Was his Miami deal 4 years or was it 2-2-year contracts?
No, it was like a 4 and a opt. It was because he played there for 4. It was like 5 and an opt out, and he opted out the final season.
Yeah, it was 4+1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 and an option.
And he's even said, "I'm never playing for less than the maximum." Right. So now, if Boogie Cousins, who is
Nobody
the
offered
best
him
center
that
in the
though.
game, if he can go to a team that's already stacked, and he's like, you know what, even just he's on a 1-year rental, I'll play for $5 million. What stops other niggas? Because Boogie Cousins, we'd all agree, is a top 10 player. Fair?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So it's like, now if you a top 10 player, or if you outside of the top 10 players, like, why not go to a team for a year, do a quick $5-6 million, go get a ring, and then keep it moving, like. And that to me is where like the problem becomes. It's the precedent set by what these other guys are doing. And then there's Joel Embiid, who's just he's actually funny. I'm becoming an Embiid Twitter fan.
That's because it's hard to tell which side of the fence Embiid fall on a lot of times. Because Embiid almost like on a regular day, the nigga come across like he too prideful to ever like act like he need a nigga, but then as soon as free agency started, he telling LeBron to come complete the process. So it's like, and I fuck with Joel Embiid though.
Hey, my
That's a
nigga
wild
said
nigga.
that someone asked him, he's like, "What's one of your favorite things to do?" He's like, "I like either blocking him, guy, or dunking on him and laughing at him and showing that he's not as good as me and he sucks." I'm like, damn. And he really does like random, like he goes to the park and plays, which is cool if like you're like, oh shit, like an NBA player is gonna be at the park. But my nigga really be going all out on these dudes.
It's only fucked up because I hate to see Joel Embiid with like a career-ending injury. Because it's like you talk way too much shit for your career to be short. Like you got to have a long career with the amount of shit you talk, yo.
You would think this nigga was all NBA 5 times.
You gotta give me
crazy
at least 10,
shit.
I need at least 10 years from Joel Embiid.
I need at least 5 years of playing 60 games.
Them niggas over in Philly. I don't know, man. What y'all think about Philly?
LeBron not going to Philly is the best thing that's ever happened to Ben Simmons.
That's a fact, because I definitely think
Paul
Paul George or Kawhi would have been a better fit, because he could still be the primary ball handler.
And Ben is my guy. Like Ben been my guy since he was in high school, but like he can't shoot, and like that's not good for him being around LeBron, who needs niggas that he could kick the ball out to. And Ben's not a great enough scorer yet
Well,
to where
shit,
LeBron could be like. No, that's what I'm saying.
Like, just signed good enough fit for LeBron.
But Kuzma can Kuzma we seen his offensive game. Like LeBron could give him the ball, boom, go get me this real quick. Like BI is growing and shit like that. Like as good as Ben is, like he's still most of his game is still like as a distributor and getting his shit like to the cup in a sense. I don't think LeBron could just be like, here, Ben, take this shit over real quick.
That's a fact. See, that's even more fucking than what we lost Rondo and Cousins.
Hey, no,
I was kind of shocked.
Rondo been dead to me for years, but like he really been dead. He really dead to me with that shit.
I think I'm kind of like I was kind of shocked. Like I honestly didn't even feel like the Pelicans really needed to make any moves.
They did. They just needed to re-sign Rondo and Cousins.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, because I mean, y'all had a good season. Y'all had a decent playoff run without Boogie. So it's like one of them things where I'm like, all y'all had to do is try to keep that core together and probably, get a couple of role players or whoever y'all would have got. I'm kind of shocked that both of them walked.
And it's so.
Especially when you get Rondo playing like that. Like if you get Rondo playing the way that he was playing for your organization, it's like you gotta try to keep him for more than 1 year.
That's and it did. And the thing that sucks, and it's like,
so you don't like is it you don't like Mirotic, or it's just Boogie and you don't want to lose that?
Didn't want to. So here's two of the biggest things. Like no one literally took me serious until it showed out. And I've been right on this shit since day one. Jrue Holiday plays best when he is a transition point guard. He does not do well when he has to run 30, 40 plays a game and try to distribute the ball like that. That's why his 1 year in Philly, he was an all-star. He had Iguodala, who took half the primary ball handling, if not more. When Rondo came in, Jrue Holiday got to play transitional point guard, a shooting guard, and defense, the things he's great at. With Boogie, it's a matter of Boogie can play center for 80 games. Anthony Davis cannot play center for 80 games. So if Mirotic is the other big on the court, Mirotic is going to play power forward, Davis is going to play center, and Davis is only going to play 50, 60 games. Like, Boogie was a perfect complement because you still had a big on the court at all times. You had a guy that could take the actual physical pounding of playing the center position for 70 to 80 games. You had really, because of how centers are in the league now, there's only two guys who can actually even play defense face up on Boogie. And now you lose that. It's like, and I like Mirotic, but I think Mirotic is much better being in rotation and having all three of them, but having Davis and Boogie as your starting 4 and 5. And when one of them has to go out, that's when Mirotic comes in because he complements both. But I don't want Davis playing center for 80 games. He can't do it. And there's not many things I say Anthony Davis can't do. So it's like, that's my biggest issue with it. And it's like, yeah, he's a top 10 player. Like, for everybody that was like, oh, they better without Boogie, it's like, how are you better without a top 10 player?
I mean, especially, if your trade-off was Julius Randle for DeMarcus Cousins.
That's what we trade. Yeah, no, we traded Cousins for Randle, and the Warriors traded McGee. Oh yeah, that was the worst 3-team trade in NBA history.
Oh, they bug it out anyway. It's like, look at the signings these LA niggas was getting hyped about before Boogie got signed to Golden State. Everybody wanted to text me every time. All these they just signed JaVale McGee and Lance Stevenson, and I'm like, nigga, so it ain't gonna be
on the same team. It was funny as hell though.
It's definitely funny. It's definitely gonna be interesting, and it's gonna definitely be a fight between who I don't know, because when you got Lance, LeBron, Rondo.
How many games y'all think it's gonna be until
Shaq,
LeBron trade Lance Stevenson?
How many games you think they're going to jump LeBron? LeBron definitely going to be on the receiving end this time. Because these niggas, these are a group of niggas that don't give a fuck about LeBron. They don't care about that GOAT shit.
All right. They definitely must have an altercation in the locker room, and LeBron going to post on Instagram talking about I'm upset.
I don't know, somebody snuffing JaVale. Because he gonna be back on Shaq than a full heavy.
He on the Lakers too.
He gonna be back. Shaq gonna let him have it. He gonna watch that. They should give JaVale number 32. On some petty shit. No, he can't wear that shit. Damn.
And let me say this, and I'm not crazy about it just because of what we lost, obviously, but Julius Randle be a nice player, and if he's your backup power forward / big man, fine. I'm not you could have worse options.
I mean, y'all could go out and get Clint Capella. I don't know what that'll do for y'all. Or y'all can get Dwight Howard for the low.
Yeah.
I
was
would
ready to say.
love Dwight Howard. I'm not.
No, Dwight just signed with the Wizards, G.
That's what I said that was a movie he should make though. I was like if that's the case, Dwight should go to Washington. A trade off for Gortat, like you trading Dwight for his backup. I mean, you getting Dwight for his former backup and shit.
That's all Gortat will ever be.
Who is Gortat in the Clippers now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn, that nigga in purgatory.
I think Dwight going over there I think that'd be a decent move.
And high key, Kawhi going up on the Clippers.
Kawhi going to Philly.
He fucking around. He gonna end up in Brooklyn. No buyout.
They gonna get his supposed twin brother to sign his contract. Talking about we use you.
I definitely send that nigga to Brooklyn.
Hey, so
Niggas tripping talking about y'all shit trade. Like that's niggas like I'm not trading none of the Celtics like assets for Kawhi Leonard. Especially if I feel like he gonna leave. Like it's like a convincing him to stay is not good enough for me. Especially me being a motherfucker. Like I'm not a fan that's like we gotta win now, bro. Because I understand like this shit is all like this shit. It don't work like that. Like I done watched sports long enough to know like this shit is a process, and like that shit has like it's steps you got to take.
I mean,
That's why I
last
feel like
process team in the league.
That's why I feel like the Celtics.
Shit.
That's why I feel like the Celtics is going to make the finals next year because like the way this shit then broke down and like LeBron leaving the East is like the final step in like in such a weird way, but it really is.
Honestly, and I think like I said, I think the East is gonna be more competitive because it was like no matter what, we all knew LeBron was gonna be there, but I think him being gone is gonna make it a lot more competitive.
Can we react to this real quick? Because we definitely all I think agree on the most punchable sportscaster on the internet, right?
Nick Wright.
Hey Nick Wright, if I see you in public, yo, I ain't gonna do nothing to you because you probably calling police, but I'm definitely gonna be like you dumb as hell. How's LeBron's nuts?
What'd he say?
It's my thing is so he was like he made a list, and this part I won't disagree with him, right? He was like 8 of the top 12 greatest players have been Lakers, right? And I won't disagree with the fact of 8 and 12, like, and maybe you'd argue on 12 or 13, but he was mostly right when you talk about like Shaq, Kobe, LeBron, Magic, Wilt, Kareem, like a lot of niggas whose all-time greats have had Laker uniforms on, right? But it was then he started talking about like greatest Laker, and the way he ranked them is it went like Magic, Kareem, LeBron.
No, LeBron was one.
LeBron, Magic, Kareem, Jerry West, Shaq, Kobe, and then Wilt.
Nigga, no, Wilt was in front of Kobe.
Someone need to pull that tweet back up.
AKA 100 points Wilt.
We're gonna get to your man in a second too.
No funny.
We definitely gonna get to him.
He was definitely wilding. Like
it was like he spends if like you think LeBron's the GOAT, and I get that's like his shtick or whatever. What makes him like his thing? Like he reps LeBron, carries the flag, fine. But at some point, does he realize like when he's just obnoxiously and just jackassedly, and I'm making up words at this point, fucking.
But that's all those FS1 dudes. Like they all just like hot takes and
so wait,
and just say the wildest shit.
Did you want the list still?
Yeah, pull up the list.
I got it up. So he got 7 of the best 12, or 7 of the 12 best players ever for the Lakers. So he said 1 LeBron, 2 Magic, 3 Kareem, 4 Wilt, 5 Kobe, 6 West, 7 Shaq.
He said Jerry West was one of the 12 best players
ever.
Hey, Nick, right, we got an episode you need to listen to. It's called Jerry West. We'll list off a whole bunch of niggas who's better than him.
He tripping. He definitely tripping, yo.
No, and that's the thing though. It's like with FS1, like, and it's like they don't buy it. Like they just don't like all the players on FS1. Like when someone disrespects Kobe, like they're on it. Like they're like, yo, you ain't play against him. Trust me. Like it was different. it's like
I'm
Hold
he
on,
trying to
dog.
fuck Jerry West up.
Wait, did y'all ever look at old boy page and shit?
I definitely did. It's full of Wilt. Like,
Well,
it's
because the
wild.
first off rip it should say Wilt is the real GOAT. That's what it should say off rip.
that shit is.
And he a Rams fan.
Hey, that makes some sense. But no, it's like the fact like he keeps going at Kobe. If anything, proves more so like regardless of where you rank him, like you more scared of Kobe because you got to sit there and keep hitting things on and be like, oh well, this is a detractor. This is a detractor. Oh, this is what he's bad at. And far be it for me to say Kobe's the perfect player. Like that nigga's just the most shots in history. Far be it for me to say he's the perfect player. But like, it's even shit he says like. He talked about last week. He was like, "Oh, we never got a Kobe LeBron final because Kobe lost to the Mavericks that LeBron lost to, and then got what was 2012?
Okay, see what the fuck the Lakers up if they got past them.
Yeah, it's like, well, no, not even that. It's like he basically mentioned the last 2 years that Kobe lost, right? And it's like, but you just go and disregard the fact Kobe beat the Magic, who beat LeBron in 6. And Kobe beat the Celtics, who beat LeBron in 6. Or was it 6 or 7 that year?
And, hold on, say it again, bro. I can't hear you.
He's like, he brought up the 2 years Kobe lost, but it's like, if you go the 2 years prior, Kobe beat the Magic, who LeBron lost to, and Kobe beat the Celtics, who LeBron lost to. So, like,
Yeah.
if you're going to sit there and bring up, like, oh, well, he was bad at this, or oh, he didn't win here, it's like, you got to bring that shit up with everybody. You can't just pick and choose the years. You're like, yo, all right, so he sat there and he missed, excuse me, like, or he lost to this team this year, or he lost to that team that year. Like, the fact of the matter is, like, he just pumps up LeBron and, like, shits on Kobe.
I mean,
But
that's
that's
his
been
shtick,
an
though.
ongoing thing for like Kobe and LeBron fans for years. Like when you're talking about diehard Kobe fans and diehard LeBron fans, that's their thing. They big one up and tear the other one down.
That's day one right there.
And that's a fact. And it's like, but at some point, like, there's a difference in, especially since Kobe don't play anymore, like, you can appreciate greatness of both, even if you think one's greater for another reason or the other.
I mean, and like in the perfect world, yeah. But like, if I'm a nigga on TV and like people, and I got my fame off of being like the LeBron guy, then it's like there's no way I'm giving like one of his contemporaries credit. Like, there's no way I'm giving Mike credit. There's no way I'm giving Kobe credit.
No, absolutely. But it's like, to me, if you're gonna sit there and you have to keep bringing up the same guy to push down to raise LeBron up, at some point, aren't you raising the other guy?
Once again, you a man that thinks with logic and understanding. But, you know, that's not how these TV niggas think. And, like, they just feel like as many insults and hot takes I could get out, like, I'm doing my job. Especially in Nick Wright's case. Because it's like, you got Nick Wright, you got Skip Bayless on the same channel, sprinkling Colin Coward, and, like, Jason Whitlock.
I can't stand that nigga.
So it's like, it's not real. It's like, that's why I'm going to be watching that shit, like, around, like, basketball season, because the NFL and baseball is more like they are not as polarized in sports when it comes to like the stars, because
They baseball crew is on lock. Thomas, A-Rod, and Pete Rose.
No, A-Rod on ESPN now, but yeah.
Well, he was during the playoffs at least.
Yeah, but like, cause like basketball got more stars and shit like that, so it's easier for these niggas to have these takes about all this shit as opposed to football, baseball. That's why I be like, this shit is all just entertainment. Especially, that's how First Take is, especially since Skip left. Because now Stephen A got to be the hot take guy. And that's why you see him saying like the dumbass shit he do more than ever now.
Stephen A do be wilding the fuck out. And I fuck with Stephen A only because even when he says dumb shit, he has the most real sources out of a lot of these guys.
That's Stephen A and Woj.
Yeah,
like if anything Stephen A and Woj tell you is a fact, usually.
That's the thing. Like, they're doing that. Like, Stephen A has his moments where it's like, all right, you tripping, but it's like when he says like, "Oh, I know this" or "I heard this," like that shit to me, like that shit's real. And that's why like I can fuck with Stephen A. I fuck with First Take because I fuck with Max. And like
I like what's his name though. What's my guy name? I can't think of his name. The light skinned guy. What the fuck is his name?
On FS1 or ESPN?
Which one is he on? FS1.
What show are we talking about?
Broussard.
Oh, Chris Broussard. Yeah, Broussard's another one. He's got a lot. He has a lot of sources.
But it's like anytime he talking, he's like the most objective though. Like he's never, you don't too often see him like picking a side. He usually looking at shit the most logically, while everybody else is going off of just their personal feelings and shit.
That's a fact. He also got credibility because he definitely been following LeBron since high school.
And I fuck with Chris Broussard. He the only one, because it's like anytime I see anything with Nick Wright, it's like depending on what it is, because it's like sometimes Nick Wright is like if you listen to Nick Wright talk about anything other than LeBron, he alright sometimes. But it's like when it comes to LeBron, it's just like I usually just skip over that. Same thing with Shannon. I don't want to hear Shannon talk to me about old Goat James.
Hey, Shannon's my guy though.
I fuck with Shannon. Funny as shit though. I'll listen to Shannon just because Shannon is funny. Nick is just like annoying.
That's a fact. And Nick, and that's what makes it even worse. Like Nick, you can tell when he's not talking about LeBron. Like he does know basketball. Like he knows. Like I didn't have an issue with his statement where it's like, yeah, 8 of the 12 best players. Now I didn't realize Jerry West was. I didn't think Jerry West was there.
That's wild. I don't know why Chris Carter be so aggressive though. Chris Carter be having those moments where he be on there and he just be like it's almost like they be cool 1 minute, then he get extra aggressive with Nick.
Shit, I would too. Like,
oh wow.
That is kind of crazy. Like, and I want to hit that point one last time. Is like when you think about Magic, Kareem, LeBron, Wilt, Kobe, Shaq. Who else am I missing out that bitch? Like,
show everybody that he listed. D-Fish.
You said what?
D-Fish. Rick Fox.
Karl Malone.
See, no, that's what's wild. You don't even count Karl Malone because Karl Malone never played that in his prime. The fact.
But then if that's the case, it's almost like, well, if that's the case, you can't really count LeBron because we don't even know what he's going to do as a Laker yet. I mean, we can assume.
That, well, if LeBron's even what he was, if LeBron's what he's been the last 2 years, which
yeah,
then he's still great. Like Wilt wasn't
of course
in his age prime, but Wilt was still great when he got to the Lakers. So like, it's that's the crazy thing. It's like you got to think all these Hall of Famers played with you while they were still top 5 players, which that's insane. The Lakers are the only franchise that maybe had 2 top 5 players at the same time twice. Like when they had Magic and Kareem, that'd be damn.
And I mean, I think the reason I don't like LeBron being number 1 on his list, on Nick Wright's list, is because it's like, all right, nigga, like, well, number 1, we don't even know if he got to accomplish more than the other Lakers have to be considered the best player, one of the best player to ever wear a Lakers jersey.
That too, and it's like, otherwise, are we saying Mike's the greatest player on the Wizards?
Right. Like he the greatest player like to ever wear a Wizards jersey.
And let's not forget,
technically speaking,
the Heat retired his number.
He definitely retired Mike's number. That's wild in itself.
So he got 3 franchises on launch. He the greatest player to ever wear a Wizards uniform. He the greatest player to ever wear a Bulls jersey. And the Heat retired him.
So now, hypothetically speaking, if the Lakers were able to win a ring at some point in the run with the Lakers or whatever, does that reopen the GOAT conversation that most people are considered to be? Well, some people are considered to be closed now.
It depends.
Because they saying that like, oh, he'll be the first player to ever win a ring with 3 different teams, and I mean, the way I look at it, I mean, if the argument is 6, 4 don't equal 6.
Well, and that's what I'd say. I think it depends what year he does it and what variation of Golden State we see. Because I am kind of the opinion, I think the Golden State dynasty will end because of contracts. I'm not sure who's yet, but I do feel like it'll end because of contracts. So, like, if he beats a Golden State
team, knock the cap
team,
off the NBA.
Huh?
Now go ahead, Joe.
Like, if he beats a Golden State team and say, like, it's only 2 of them niggas left on the team, I'm not going to give that the same credit. If he beats this team, right? Like, and let's say Cousins comes back and he's fully healthy, even if he's not giving 25 and 12, but he's there and he's healthy and can play 30 minutes a night, and he found a way to beat this team in, like, the Western Conference Finals or some shit, then yeah, I've been on the Mike side of it.
What if he don't win a ring though? Just because what if he get to the finals but don't win a ring? Because just because he get to the finals,
I'm considering
because this team constructed right now, the Lakers team that he has right now, whatever, I think it's teams in the East that can beat that.
Well, that's the thing, but I'm saying this way. The same way I viewed the Western Conference Finals as the actual NBA Finals last year, you beat the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals, you might as well have a chip. Like,
no, that ain't how it works, man.
But that's when you're talking about LeBron's legacy. When the Warriors are so entwined with it, it does for him.
No, because but it's like everybody saying like, all right, you don't count. Because do it hurt him if he lose in the Western Conference Finals?
No, because we've never, and I agree at this point. Colin actually made this point. We've never held it against someone for not making the finals.
Right, which is, that's what I'm saying. So we can't hold it higher for him making the finals.
That's bullshit. Because they definitely hold that against Melo and Chris Paul.
No, they hold Melo against it. So let me take that back. We've never, when people talk about, oh, well, he's a champion or how many rings does he have? If you get at least one, they don't hold it against you.
Oh, okay.
If you're like Melo, Chris Paul, Barkley, they hold it against you. But if you have at least one, like no one can, even if LeBron only won one, right? Say he never goes to Miami, he's only got one in Cleveland. They wouldn't hold it against him saying like, oh, he didn't make it every year. The same way, like, Mike's got 6. He didn't make it 9 years. Like, we don't say that. But if Mike had 0, then yeah, you'd hold it against him. But that's what I've always been of the mindset. I don't care how many rings you have. I care who you have them against. That, to me, is the only thing that matters. That's why when you sent the picture in the group message, if AI had a ring against that 2000 Lakers team or that 01 Lakers team, he's top 10.
Hold up. What picture are we talking about?
The one you said if you had a make it happen button, it was like D-Rose never injured, KD never in the Warriors.
Yeah.
AI win a ring, Mike never retire. Like, if AI has a ring against that 01 Lakers team, he's a top 10 player all time, without question.
If AI found a way to beat that Lakers team, I argue all day that he the greatest of all time with somebody. I argue that shit. Even if I didn't believe it, I just argue just for the sake of it.
No, and that's a fact. Like, because the ring, it matters who you get it against. That 04 Pistons team is legendary just because they beat that Lakers team. If they beat any other team, the 04 Pistons team is lost in history.
Like, I mean, if they beat any other team, no, but like that team had players though. Like they had like niggas that could hoop.
They did, but
like Ben Wallace is one of the most dominant like defensive players ever that we don't talk about.
But that's all they are. The Pistons have a bunch of guys we don't talk about. The Pistons are still the only team that's won like the last 30 years without a Hall of Famer. And I don't know if they'll ever have one.
I mean, with the niggas they letting in the Hall of Fame, some of them niggas got to get in.
Man, like I always say, the NBA Hall of Fame is different. Like
that's fact, but all them niggas already like who's? If you ask me on that team, the two best chances would be either it'd be Billups.
Bill Wallace is already in the Hall of Fame, ain't he?
Nah.
Bill Wallace not in the Hall of Fame?
Nope. Like, double check me, but I'm like 99% sure it's a no.
He a candidate for next year's Hall of Fame, I think.
Yeah. So it's like him and Billups would be like the two best shots, and I'm not sure if either get in. Like they might, and like if they do, like
T-Mac got in.
Huh?
T-Mac got in, and we all fuck with T-Mac, but they got rings.
That's what I'm saying. But that
Ben
team
Wallace got like 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards though. Like he's getting.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they've accomplished more than Tracy McGrady.
I mean, yes, but none of them better than T-Mac.
Yes. No, I mean, but I mean, are you in the Hall of Fame based off of what you accomplished as a player, right?
Yao Ming's in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, Yao Ming's in the Hall of Fame because if they didn't, China would definitely start war with us.
Like,
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. It's like them niggas gonna have Hall of Famers.
They gonna definitely have some Hall of Famers.
But
I'm thinking Ben Wallace and Chauncey for sure. And then I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Rasheed got in.
Oh, I don't think Rasheed's going in.
Rasheed Wallace should get in the Hall of
NBA.
Fame just for playing in high top phasos.
That's forever.
Like them shits is
That nigga
not
had a
made
patch and a tail.
for basketball.
Like,
Yeah, top G face lows.
Fucking hot. Yo, just imagine the creases in them shit. Hey yo.
Mind you, when you at the gym, when you at hooping with a nigga that's hooping in Air Force Ones, you usually expect them to be ass. Because it's like if you know anything, you know those are the last shoes you need to be hooping in.
That's a fact. That is a
Them bitches,
fact.
I barely like walking in them bitches. Now you want me to run and jump in them?
To be honest.
Oh, that shit is crazy.
I wouldn't, but nah. I mean, I ain't saying like Rasheed is good there, but I wouldn't be shocked if he got his way up in there. Like I said, I mean, and like you said though, it's the NBA Hall of Fame, nigga.
no, and that's a fact. Like, that's very true. But it's like, because like, do you think Tayshaun Prince is getting in?
He could. Like, you could get in the NBA Hall of Fame averaging like 17 and 8. Like, it's not hard. It's an accomplishment, yeah. Like, it's dope, but it's not hard, though.
See, that's... I'd like to, like... Yeah, it's... Like you said, we'll see. But right now, they're the only one that doesn't have a Hall of Famer. And at least not, like, one that has, like, a clear cut. Obviously, like, those Spurs teams don't have Hall of Famers yet, but, like, no one's doubting Duncan, Ginobili, or Parker.
Mitch Richmond's a Hall of Famer.
That's something. Hey, World Be Free. How are they not going to let World Be Free in?
You trying to get him in just off his name?
He's like the best scorer nobody remembers.
Once I get done.
He definitely was average. He was definitely giving niggas 20 plus a night. And his
World
prime was
Be
giving
Free.
25. Not just fucked up. World Be Free prime. That's what we did. That's what we got to.
What's some of the wildest names in league history? This the miscellaneous segment of the show. Everybody listening.
Wildest names in NBA history.
Hey, the Polish Hammer is still top 5.
I'm definitely not calling him grown ass man. The Polish Hammer.
I'm not saying Polish man. Come on, that's wild. That's wild.
Yo, those top nicknames is hilarious.
I just want to know who called him that. Like, what's wrong with you, man?
They say Dwight nicknamed him that. That's why his career has been the same since.
I don't even remember who the fuck was that. Whose nickname was that?
Marcin Gortat.
Hey, everybody listening, in 2 weeks, we got a big episode planned. We are going to live watch the Malice at the Palace and break down every moment. From Ron Artest snuffing the wrong person in the crowd.
What's wrong with y'all boy out in Europe starting fights?
You saw my man Thon maketh on knees? Standing up?
Hey, yo, what? Why they make that nigga play with one man on his team?
I'm trying to figure out, like, what is this? This nigga was throwing knees, bro. This nigga like Wiz Khalifa.
God, Sham God.
Whew, that's a crossover.
Yo. Like, who the fuck is not making to be doing shit like this?
Well, I started makeover playing in FIBA games in the off season.
Same reason Joel Embiid at the park.
Joel Embiid jammed the shit out of Mo Bamba. Niggas better than me, because let me be one of these 7 feet niggas. Man, Joel had to shoot that shit. He had to see me with every fist. Good. Because he talk way too much shit and play. And don't play
no
enough.
bullshit. I hope you can fight as good as you can talk shit, nigga.
That's a fact. Because that nigga talks so much shit, bro.
Jesus. Hey, could you imagine Cousins going over to Philly next year?
Shit. Hey, no, if I'm a team, I'm thinking, okay, this nigga going for the lowest office. Like, shit. I'll be like, all right, you took 5 last year, I got 4.5 for you.
Hey, he making 100,000 more than Nick Young did last year for the Warriors.
That's wild.
Where y'all think
the Lakers gonna finish in the West?
I still think they have bottom. I think they had right the way their team is now.
5 at the lowest, in my opinion.
Huh?
I'm just putting that out there now. 5th seed at the lowest.
I say top 4 seed. I think Golden State, Houston, and OKC better.
I think OKC is definitely gonna be better this year than they were last year. I'm trying to see if they're gonna buy this nigga Melo out or not, so I could call and start recruiting.
I don't think the Lakers right now. I don't think, as far as the West goes, I don't think obviously Golden State and Houston are 1 and 2. I don't think they're better than the Blazers, Thunder.
Cause like you gotta figure LeBron finna pace himself for like a month and just do that pace and shit he do. Where he not going super crazy, but like he could like pick it up when he need to.
Yeah, but I think the Lakers, as currently, with the roster they have right now, I think with LeBron and these young players they got, I think LeBron is good enough to get them make them have a better record than the Blazers. And who else did you say, Justin?
I think Blazers, Thunder. Hell, even though I don't like the Cousins deal, I don't need the better than the Pelicans right now the way they are.
We think Donovan Mitchell hit a slump, or he get better?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like,
I don't think Donovan Mitchell gonna see no slump, yo. It's something about him. I don't think he gonna see no slump.
I'm calling right now. Lakers are a 7 seed.
That's the thing about the West, though. Like, that's not even like a hard thing for me to believe, because I could easily see them being a 7 seed with like 48 wins or some shit like that.
They'd be 3 games behind the 3 seed. That's how, I just don't think the way it's constructed right now, if Brandon Ingram, Kuzma are some form of your second best player competing with the top teams in the West. Although I do have to say, I think it's hilarious. The fact Terrence Ross had the audacity to just say the Lakers were capping West.
Man, look.
Yeah, that nigga wild. Hey, Terrence Ross, you bugging.
Like I said, when
some things you need to stay out of.
When a nigga who play for the Magic tell you your team is trash,
that's because he think they finna get hot because they ain't Isaiah Thomas supposed to be meeting with them.
Shit, I guess for whatever that's worth at this point.
Hey, we ain't put your boy on blast. We put we talked about his page.
Who's Skiber? At Skiber, aka the Wilt Stan, the only Wilt Chamberlain Stan under 60.
Yo, I should tribute. He was really but he had them facts ready to go. He was talking about.
He said Will had 130 games, some wild shit. I'm like, bro, don't give a fuck. I ain't got no footage. How I know that's true? Just because you told me.
He got the clips on his Twitter.
You ain't even got no photo of Wilt Chamberlain putting up 100, let alone footage.
All you got is
a picture of a piece of paper that said 100.
If he was real, he would have put 110.
No bullshit. Will a reasonable ass nigga.
like
Because
100.
if the score of the game is like 130, 140 or so, how many points did they score that game? Yo, do we know this?
Nah,
I don't even know if this ever been told, like what the score of that game was.
Ask Schieber.
He definitely know. Go on, yo, slide in his.
That game was 169 to 147, and all he scored was 100. Come on, yo.
Oh, he bugging. If we score 169, I'm definitely telling y'all I got 125.
Like shit, I definitely had 130. And all.
Hey, Wilt never said he had 100. Wilt just held up the sign and then so that's what he meant.
That nigga had 100 points, 25 rebounds. It was a nigga in this game with 20 assists, and don't nobody give a fuck. Allegedly, of course.
Hey, only nigga that cared was Kobe. Kobe was trying to get it.
Man, look at this stat line. How am I supposed to believe this? Wilt went 36 and 63. All right, hold on. I'm ready to go through this roster real quick. So one nigga was 6'6". Another nigga that ain't even got his height. We'll put up 100 on him for sure. I can tell. He was 6'10", 220. Come on, yo. He was white. He was a white. Come on, Wilt. Wilt didn't drop 100, yo. Can't nobody tell me Wilt Chamberlain scored 100. Wilt was 7'1", 250. Ain't no way.
That was Wilt's hangover game.
Hey, shout out to Mike.
Just don't remember what happened.
Shout out to Mike, man.
Mike Bibby, Mike Bibby is now. Mike Bibby would have dropped 60 on niggas back when Wilt played.
3 niggas on the other team scored 30.
No.
Hey, get the fuck out of here, man! You really telling me Wilt Chamberlain scored 100, yo?
Hey, yo, Wilt got Wilt got like the most like absurd record break in the record books. Like I don't know, I might have to see that 55 rebounds game.
Niggas talking about something. It was only 4,000 people at this game. Come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here. We'll average 50 points per game, yo.
Hey, Wilt's got like the funniest, like when you see his 2K card, this shit is hilarious.
Hey, episode 19, man. We breaking down all the Wilt Chamberlain records. Y'all stay tuned.
19, dog.
And they can't even say it's too old because Oscar Robertson definitely got hella footage.
Wilt's career numbers was 30, 23, and 4. All right. All right, whatever. Get the fuck out of here.
Mind you, Wilt scored 78 too. So I mean, it ain't like, hey.
Why won't it? If Wilt could score 100 like that, why ain't he do it more often? You gotta have a couple of them games in your pocket.
Hey, he was definitely cracking that list too often.
This bullshit because they saying that 5 seasons with the Lakers will average 18 and 19. How my son go from 50 to 18 points? Wilt last 2 years in the league, he averaged 15 and 19 and 13 and 19.
And I'm about to comment on this, man. I'm about to reignite this shit.
We got a live Twitter smoke starting.
Yeah, man. Wilt is a liar. Dot.
Liar.
We don't believe you. Need more people.
Let's like Wilt's number. Like
I need to drop it. What a Pinocchio emoji at? Listen, y'all. We don't believe it.
Not only is Wilt Chamberlain the sole possessor of the most points in the game, he's allegedly slept with over 100 to 1,000 women.
Hold up. Yo. My nigga.
Twitter beef. Oh, man.
He's Ed Skeeber.
Hey, he gonna be pissed.
That nigga got his he's sitting there with the Arthur hand and shit, balled up, ready to go.
That's why you gotta piss a nigga off there and block him. They're gonna be mad they can't reply and shit.
You think he got a white piece of paper and a red crayon, put 100 on that bitch and framed it?
He said he got that from Wilt.
Hey, that wouldn't be just as believable.
All right, so Wilt Chamberlain NBA records. Most consecutive seasons. What is this? Most points in the season, 4,029.
72 NBA records, bro. 68 by himself. Get the fuck out of here, yo. Come on.
Highest average points, most points in the rookie season, 2,707. Highest rookie average, 37.6.
Damn.
Nigga average 37 as a rookie. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all might be fooling a lot of people and shit, but not me.
Most points scored in the half. He had 59.
Was that an 100-point game?
That was definitely an 100-point game. Most 50-point games in the season, he had 45. So if he had 45 50-point games a season, how many motherfucking games was it?
Oh, man.
Most consecutive seasons, leading league in points per game, 7. Shared with Michael Jordan, of course. Most career 6. All right, check this out. Wilt got the most career 60-point games with 32. Kobe got the second most with 6. Okay.
Hey, Kobe did one of them in 3 quarters.
Hey, the most crazy thing about it is this is without a 3-point shot.
My nigga was definitely shooting granny style free throws.
Most points by a rookie in the game, 58. He did that twice. And the same. He did it on January 25th. Then he did it on February 21st.
Most rebounds by a rookie in a game, 45.
What?
Most points scored by a player in his first NBA game. He had 43.
Yo.
He bullshitting.
Didn't Wilt start like on the Globetrotters?
Hell yeah. So that should let you know. This is bullshit. Second most points in NBA All-Star game, 42. A record held by Anthony Davis, 52. Hey. Will had that record in 1962.
Dog.
That record don't even mean shit no more, though, because niggas just throw alley-oops to whoever's hometown it is.
Let me check NBA records and see who shouldn't be holding these.
Wilt.
Shout out to Danielle Marshall.
We should start a petition to change the logo.
That's a fact.
Hey,
Let's make the.
I want AI to be the new logo.
I'm going with 21.
I want AI to be the new logo doing his signature in and out.
Nigga said 21. Nigga said 21 Savage.
Listen, man, I want AI to be the logo.
I want the logo to be Chris Childs snuffing Kobe.
That'd be a crazy logo.
I need Chris Paul sneaking in the back door of the Clippers locker room.
Definitely. He didn't even go back to. I need Chris Paul pointing the rest of the Rockets.
Like, yo, guys,
he didn't actually go in there. We need him pointing in the. I need Clint Capella knocking on the front door to be a diversion. That nigga Clint Capella really knocked on the front door to distract him while everybody tried to sneak in through the back.
I need one half for the logo to be Tristan Thompson telling Draymond, "You can meet me in the hallway," and then the second one is Tristan Thompson asking Draymond for that.
I need the logo to be J.R. Smith running towards half court after he grabbed that rebound. Hey, these J.R. memes is the funniest shit when they say, "Oh, we play for the Lakers now."
Watching JR next year gonna be the saddest shit ever. Cause he
Jay, I'm about to put up like 20 a game.
he just finna be lost as hell. Just shooting.
He gonna put up 20 a game on 20% shooting.
Most minutes in the game. Dale Ellis was 69. I see why niggas was doing coke in the 80s in the NBA. This nigga played in 5 overtimes. I wish I would. I would have fouled out on purpose.